Today, we trade the Rocky Mountains for the windswept wheat fields of the Alberta Prairies as we hunt for access to the Bow River during the heat wave. Driving along the gravel roads that crisscross the prairies, we find ourselves alone, eventually finding solace in the river valley that snakes its way through the farmland. How do we navigate the mostly private land skirting the Bow River? Well, you'll just have to watch to find out. What is up, and welcome back to another adventure. Today's adventure is going to be looking a little different. As I promised a little while ago, we're going to spend some time locally here in the prairies and go check out some of the stuff and see some adventures we have here. With it being so hot today, I thought we might as well go see if we can go find a couple river accesses. I know because we are so close to the Bow River, I believe, that there's a couple river accesses. Unfortunately, Alberta is a little bit different than BC, and it has a lot of private land that's going to be limiting our access to the river. But with that being said, there's two places I have in mind that I think we're able to go ahead and access the river and maybe cool off a little bit in this hot summer day. So let's go ahead, check out the prairies, and see what we can find. As we drove out of the city, the paved roads and construction sites faded away, revealing the open road ahead. Kilometer after kilometer, we passed through farm after farm on the rural highway until it turned to a gravel road where the Forester truly belonged. Not before long, the road changed again as we turned off the gravel and onto a side trail that cut through the prairies. And while the trail wasn't particularly challenging, off-roading in the prairies was a unique experience. After navigating the trail surrounded by tall grass, we turned onto an access road that took us down into the valley that cut through the prairies and led us to the river. And well, there we go. We have officially made it to our first river access here. This is known as McKinnon Flats. It's actually pretty popular for pretty much everyone because, well, it's super close by Calgary. There's one called Policeman's Flats that's even closer, but this is more for people that are in like Chestermere, Langdon, Indus, and kind of those rural communities. And well, they all end up coming down here into McKinnon Flats where you can get access to the river, which is surprisingly high for like mid-July right now. You can see it's flowing really, really fast. And this is also known for a lot of people to fish and put in their boats for the river system. So there's a lot of people chilling on the beach there with their boats and kind of doing that. For us, we're just kind of walking the opposite way to kind of check out this really nice little river walk and see if we can get down to the river closer to kind of where these two little parts meet. But it requires a little bit of walking through the forest. And there's a little access there. And we have these wonderful prairies right beside us. So even though we're not in the mountains, you get some pretty amazing scenery. I think what we'll be doing later on is one other place I want to check out, do a video on, is Drumheller. There's not a lot of like rural camping or wild camping. There is some nice Alberta Parks camps that we maybe will check out. Maybe in the fall though, because Drumheller gets very, very hot in the summer, just like today where it is 35. With that being said, we're going to go for a little bit more of a walk, maybe dip our feet in the water, and then go ahead and make our way to our second river access. As we emerged from the valley, we turned onto another gravel road and headed towards our second goal for the day. Speeding through the prairies, field by field, passed by as a dust cloud rose behind us and the tires skipped across the gravel.
Kilometer after kilometer flew by in the Forester, and not before long, we turned off of the gravel road again, making our way into the valley. This time, we followed a single-lane road that snaked alongside the embankment.
And while getting into our next river access is a little more difficult. So McKinnon Flats is pretty easy, just a nice little access road. The place we're going is essentially a leased area from private landowners. So we have this really tricky little like downhill climb, or not downhill climb, just the downhill section that's got a ton of local traffic, no trespassing signs. But I think they're for the sides because I checked the land usage as well as the access here, and it does say that it is accessible via the public. So we got one more little like crossing. We actually get to do a little river crossing before we go ahead, and we eventually end up in this little place here that's kind of an island that you get to. Again, it's mostly for fishing access, but it's nice because we're able to access a Bow River on public land. And well, there we go. We officially made it to this little island here, and there's the Bow River. So we're gonna go see if we can find a little bit of access. But as you can see, there is no one here compared to McKinnon Flats. I think that's because it's obviously a little bit harder to get to. It's a little confusing, and that's also why I guess it doesn't really have a name. It's kind of just an island you can get to. You gotta look up the like Bow River access to be able to find it. But check that out. But as we walk along here, you can see that there isn't really river access like in McKinnon. It's not really rocky. It's just kind of the river going through the prairies is kind of what you expect when you see bodies of water out here in the prairies. It is really quite beautiful, though, I gotta say. There's seems to be a farm over there, but other than that, there is not a soul here. As you see, there's one trailer. Someone's probably fishing along here. But other than that, we have the pretty fast-flowing boat and this nice little place. I'm gonna walk to the boat launch because that's where I can actually see the water. And well, we found ourselves a boat launch. As you can see, it kind of just undercuts the vegetation on the side and kind of goes straight into the water. So there isn't really any room to like check out the water. But I don't think you'd want to go swimming in this anyways. Look how fast it's flowing. As I mentioned, it is the middle of July, so I would expect it to be a little bit slower. But we just had a slow melt this year, so we're kind of getting the melt that should have happened in the spring, kind of in the summer. So this is definitely something you wouldn't want to swim anyways, because as soon as you get in, you're way downstream and no hope of swimming up against the current. So we won't be swimming today. I was able to kind of just like walk in it and cool myself down a bit, but that's all we'll get today because, as I said, it's a little bit dangerous. Unlike some of the rivers we were able to check out, like when we did that BC trip in Merritt, just outside of Merritt, we camped in that really cold, I think it's Coldwater River, and it was a beautiful river to swim in, very slow, like chill, but it was very cold. This seems a bit warmer, but I would say it's pretty dangerous, so we're not going to be swimming today. So as I said, we're just going to enjoy it a little bit more, check out kind of, I want to go this way, see if there's any more trails, and then we will probably end up heading back. But we were able to cool down a little bit in the river.
As we crossed the river, we bid farewell to our oasis in the prairies and began climbing back up the valley. After a brief drive on the gravel, we reached the asphalt and pointed the Forester back towards the city.
And well, we're back in the asphalt heading home. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit different of an adventure. I'm going to try to mix things up a little bit more. We're going to do some more overlanding. We're going to do, as I said, maybe even head up to Drumheller and camp in some more of the Alberta rec sites and do that stuff, just to give you guys a little bit of mix of adventure, so you're not seeing us always go at the Transalta or always going up the Ghost, and just give you guys a little bit more of an idea of what are some of the trails available around us here in Calgary and some of the amazing places to explore. We see the mountains a lot, but the prairies are actually pretty cool when you get to explore them. So I hope that I'm able to show that through some of my videos. Let me know down below what you thought of this different adventure. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here, because all it is some asphalt drive back home. So don't forget to go ahead and leave a like on the video and let me know what you want to see next. While you're down there, don't forget to go ahead and check out those channel memberships. They help so much. As well as don't forget to go ahead and check out Flat for Off-Road for all your off-road and Overland Subaru needs. But that's going to be it, so I will see you guys in the next adventure.